All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Check out Pig and a Pickle, best barbecue in the Bay. They're in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin County from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Well, the rookie minicamp has come and gone. The OTAs have come and gone. And the minicamp has come and gone. And now we are getting ready, the calm before the storm, and training camp will begin in the month of July, about a month away. And I can't wait, man. Day after day after day of watching Niner football is going to be fantastic in that hot, broiling sun of Santa Clara. I got to get a hat so I don't get too sunburned. But let's talk a little bit about the rookies who shined the most. In the offseason. And you know, sometimes rookies shine and sometimes they don't. You know, sometimes you could draft an entire class of rookies and nobody could shine. Or you could also draft an entire class of rookies and they all look good. So it's variable year to year as far as who really looks good. So let's go through the Niner rookies. There's a bunch of them on the roster, and let's go through who's looked good and who really hasn't or has not really stood out. I would put them into three categories. You either stood out and look good, or you look bad, or you just didn't distinguish yourself one way or another. And let's just go down the list. All right, at wide receiver, there's two rookies in this camp, Ronnie Bell and Isaiah Winstead. I thought Ronnie Bell looked great. Now, he looked worse as the offseason went, but he's showed ball skills, route running ability, quickness, catch it in a crowd, plucks it with his hands, great ball skills, really veteran-like receiver. And when I watched him, I'm thinking, why does this guy look so veteran? And then I realized his dad is a wide receiver coach at the collegiate level for Southwest Missouri State, and that tells me everything I need to know. His dad coaches the position that he plays. So this guy's far advanced, and you can see it. You can see it. The wide receiver position is about nuance. Most rookies don't have that nuance, and they haven't mastered the nuances of the position, and they don't do anything as a rookie. There's all kinds. The league is filled with wide receivers who emerged in their second year, who weren't very good as rookies, and then really were great after that. But I expect Ronnie Bell to play really well, and I think he's in a lot of ways very advanced because of his father. And Ronnie Bell looked terrific. Now, he's not a superstar. He's more functional. He's more middle-of-the-road athlete. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy. But the ball skills, the route running, I talked to the special team coach. He said he was very impressed with Bell's return ability, how dependable he was. So Ronnie Bell stood out, no doubt. Isaiah Winstead, on the other hand, doesn't look like he's got requisite NFL speed. He was very, very productive at East Carolina. He's big. He's got good stop and start. You can see kind of the underneath route running ability. But I just don't know if, teams get right up in his face and challenge him, can he get away? Can he create separation? Based on what I've seen, I would say no. So Winstead, to me, doesn't look NFL. Ronnie Bell does. And I think Bell's got a chance to take Jawan Jennings' job away from him. Winstead, I'd be shocked if he makes the team. All right, let's go to the offensive line. 49ers had Corey Luciano, who's a Bay Area kid, Joey Fisher, who they gave bonus money to sign, and Ilm Manning. Those are the three rookie offensive linemen in camp. Manning really looks like a terrific developmental prospect. Now, he played left tackle at Hawaii. He's not a left tackle. Now, he might be a left tackle in a pinch, but to me, he looks like an interior player and an undersized one at that. But the athleticism, the strength, the balance, there's a lot to like about Ilm Manning. I think he looks really good. Now, he doesn't have the biggest frame. I don't know how much potential there is to put on weight, but I'm eager to see what he looks like when the pads come on this summer. Luciano, to me, doesn't look like much. I don't think he's going to make the team. And I'm not even sure if he's going to make the practice squad. He's a local kid. He's got some fight. He's pretty athletic, but he just doesn't quite look NFL to me. He looks like a cut below. Fisher, on the other hand, looks like a prototypical guard with strength and size, and I think he's definitely a guy who's an NFL lineman who needs development. He needs coaching, but he's a guard. I mean, he's a left guard or a right guard. He's probably more of a right guard, but he needs some development. He's more of a practice squad guy. I don't know that he's ready to play right now. Coming out of Shepherd, it's a whole new level for him. But there's no doubt that guy's an NFL player. So Fisher is an NFL player. Manning is, I think, an NFL backup as a practice squad guy. Luciano, I don't see as an NFL player. All right, let's move to tight end. Cameron Latou, I think he's a guy that 2 years from now is going to be a whole lot better than he is right now. He hasn't played very much tight end. He's only played a couple of years of tight end, but he's a big athletic guy who can do a lot more than you think. And I think he's probably easily the second best athlete to Kittle on the tight end spot. He's still raw, and I don't know how dependable he's going to be, and I don't know what kind of a role he's going to be able to play as a rookie, but he's a good prospect, and he's a developmental prospect. Still think the third round was too early for him, but let's see what he looks like in a year because he hasn't played a lot of football. Braden Willis, on the other hand, looks like he's a combination fullback, tight end, little undersized, but there's a lot to like there. And I read an article this week saying the Niners would have taken him in the third round. That's how much they love Braden Willis. They gave him the gold helmet designation. You can see the run power and the lack of fear. He runs across the middle of the field. He's not worried about getting hit. He's not. He feels like he does, that he serves out the punishment as much as he takes it. And if you're going to try to arm tackle this guy, think again. He's going to run right through your arm tackle. So I really like what I see from Braden Willis. I think he's a try-hard blocker. I think he's tenacious. He's a good culture player. He's going to fight you. I think he's going to make the team. I don't know if he's a star, but I do think he's got a great chance to emerge as the 49ers' number 2 tight end behind George Kittle this year. I would not be shocked at all if Braden Willis made a contribution throughout the year because he looks like he's ready to play right now. Okay, so that's a cut. Now let's go to the running backs. There's 2 rookie running backs, Ronald Awatt and Kalen Laburn. Laburn started at Florida State, transferred to Marshall after he graduated, was a 5-star guy coming out of high school, and he's really got powerful lower body, and you can see he's got some quickness. There's a lot to like with Laburn. Make you miss, pretty quick, underrated power. Really eager to see what he looks like. Awatt, to me, looks like a better athlete than Laburn. He's a tremendous receiver. He's got good size. He's got great ability to jump cut and kind of make you miss. There's a lot to like about Awatt. Low mileage, played safety, so hasn't played a lot of running back. A little bit of a developmental prospect, but there's a lot to like there. I think he's a practice squad guy that could develop into a pretty good NFL running back. And then Jack Coletto. I think Coletto, needs to work on his body, his quickness, his strength. He needs to focus on playing fullback and not worry about playing quarterback, linebacker, and all these other spots. But I think he's a guy who's like stamped for the practice squad, and he could be the replacement for Kyle Juszczyk if he really dedicates himself to working on his body and getting stronger, more explosive. A year from now, if Coletto puts in the work, the Niners may be ready to say goodbye to Juszczyk and replace him on the roster with Coletto. It's not going to happen this year. To me, he's a borderline NFL athlete, but a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential there for sure. And a year from now, if he does all that work, I think he could be exciting. Robert Beal, as we flip the card to the defense. Undersized rusher, speed rusher, and I think he's just really, really raw. Really raw. And to me, he has not stood out. So at this point, I don't know what exactly he is. I'll hold off, making real concrete evaluations till I see him in the pads this summer. But he hasn't opened my eyes that much. He runs 4.4, but I don't see that speed on the field. He definitely looks like he could get stronger. He's not the biggest guy. Um, I understand why they drafted him, but to me, he doesn't look great. Mariano Sori Marin is a hardworking, smart linebacker, but I don't think he's got the movement ability to play from scrimmage. And to me, he's strictly a special teamer, nothing more. Spencer Wagee, on the other hand, looks like a monster. He's 300 pounds, but he moves like a defensive end. He's got great hand placement. The motor's off the charts. The athleticism is underrated. He gets off the ball. He plays with leverage. When I watch that kid, I think with a little bit of coaching in the right situation, and this may be the right situation, Wagee might be a really good player. I mean, seriously, I would not be shocked if you told me that Spencer Wagee later this year was playing some defensive end opposite Nick Bosa on the starting Niner defensive line against the ones on first and second down. I wouldn't be shocked because he's strong enough to play the run at 300 pounds, but he's got great movement ability. And then when you mix in the motor and the technique, he's got pretty good hand placement. I mean, he looks like he knows what he's doing. This guy's got a real idea. He's got a game plan. He's a little bit of a technician, but he's a technician with kind of old school strength and a crazy motor. Every time I watch 69 Spencer Wagee, I think, why did nobody draft that guy? It's amazing that nobody drafted him. He's impressive. Another guy who's really impressive, two guys that are impressive, Jalen Graham and D. Winters. The Niners have great success at identifying linebackers that fit their scheme. And Winters, every day I've seen him, he's looked better. He's fast. He's instinctive. He flies around. He makes plays. There's great desire there. He's not the biggest linebacker, but, man, he's fun to watch. And Jalen Graham was a 7th-round steal. Scott McLuhan was totally spot on when he said he loved Jalen Graham. Jalen Graham runs 4.6, but he plays faster than that. So Jalen Graham, loved Jalen Graham. D. Winters can see the potential there too. Let's jump to the defensive backfield. Darrell Luter, it's a huge step up from the South Alabama Jaguars to the NFL, but the arm length and the maturity and the experience playing press man, there'll be some bumps in the road, but I like Luter a lot. Jair Brown, the safety, looks like another guy. Every time I watch him, he gets a little better. Gets a little bit better. Avery Young, really plays a lot faster than that 40 time, but his 40 time said he was 4.7, and 4.7 is really slow for a DB. So he probably, has some speed, a liability. He's probably a liability down the field in pass coverage, but he's a former corner, and you can see those man-to-man mirroring skills. He understands how to position his body. He understands how to mirror a receiver up and down the field. There's some things to like about Avery Young. He plays naturally in coverage for a big-bodied safety. He looks pretty natural. He really does. So I'm eager to see what he looks like this summer in camp. And to me, that gets us to the two overwhelmingly shocking surprises at rookie among the rookies. And one's Deshaun Jameson. Wears 49, 5-year starter at Texas, great return guy. But this guy just, he's 5'10", 180, so he's not the biggest corner. But, man, he makes plays on the football. All he does is make play after play after play after play. He knows how to play coverage. He can play zone. He's aware in the zone. He can play man. He can play press. He can play off. I love Deshaun Jameson. I think if there was one guy that I saw in this camp that I was like, wow, that guy's making the team, it's Deshaun Jameson, because what he's got, they don't teach. He's got natural ability to close on the football. Every time you look up, he's closing on the football. He gets his hand on it. He's right there. He understands. He's got the timing to be able to mirror the receivers and close at exactly the right time. He's an experienced player. You can see the poise, you can see the athleticism. Deshaun Jameson's going to make this team, and he was an undrafted free agent. So think about that. And then the other guy is Jake Moody. Jake Moody hit a 63-yard field goal. I mean, this guy's got as good a leg as almost any kicker I've ever seen. If he's at all consistent, the Niners have a tremendous asset in Jake Moody. They're going to be able to kick 55-yard field goals. They're going to be able to kick maybe even a 60-yard field goal. This guy's got a booming leg, and he strikes it with good consistency. I haven't seen him really miss one. He's missed a couple kicks, but he's striking the ball with consistency virtually every practice, every kick. So there you go. There's my evaluation of the rookies after minicamp, before training camp. A lot of great stories. To me, the best rookies that I've seen so far would be Ronnie Bell on offense, maybe a little Braden Willis, Spencer Wagee, Jalen Graham, D. Winters, Jair Brown, Deshaun Jameson, Jake Moody. Those are the guys that really stand out. And if there's one super surprise, or if there's a couple super surprises, it's Wagee up front on the D line. He looks monster, and Deshaun Jameson on the back end. He really looks natural in coverage. All right, hope you enjoyed our video on the rookies. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera, best barbecue in all of Northern California. And thanks to all of you for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.